Hi everyone, welcome to Hummingbird Spirit Rising. Today I'm going to be looking at, we've got Venus retrograde in Leo and also Chiron retrograde in Aries. And these both start on the 23rd of July. I know that some sources have said the Venus retrograde starts on the 22nd of July, but I'm guessing that may be related to time zones. I personally have been seeing the number 23 noticeably a lot, probably for about a month, maybe even a little bit longer, and it's really stood out to me. I've been seeing it in really strange ways, and it's been revealing itself to me in really strange ways as well. It's a long story, so I won't get into it, but it stood out, and looking it up, I've seen that there are retrogrades. So yeah, we're going to do a mini reading, if I am able to do a mini reading, because you know that I talk a lot. We're going to do a mini reading for those today and see what messages come up. I have looked them up a little bit, but I didn't want to get too deep into it because I want to see what energies come up for the reading itself. So I'm just going to give the cards a shuffle. So the Venus retrograde in Leo is going to carry on until the 3rd of September. And the Chiron retrograde in Aries is going to be until the 26th of December. So Venus is associated with pleasure and beauty. And Leo is kind of spotlight energy, isn't it? So we'll see what comes up with that. And Chiron is the wounded healer. And Aries is very confident and courageous, isn't it? The North Node is also in Aries, so that is probably likely to intensify things as well. With the Chiron retrograde, with it being in retrograde, it means that the healing is likely to be more intense. And my take, and also from what I've read, because it's happening in Aries, it means that we'll be facing any wounds head on and hopefully letting them make us stronger. So let's get started. So the first card we're going to get is for the main, like the heart of the matter theme, focal point, whatever's going to be most important, or we need to be most aware of during this period with Venus and Chiron in retrograde. So the first card we have is the Nine of Cups. It's not a bad start, is it really? Hopefully you can see that. Now we're going to look at your energy coming into this period of time with the retrogrades. We have the Hierophant. Let's look at any challenges that we'll be overcoming, or the main challenges that we'll be overcoming. I'm grateful that today we've got the Hermit here. Oh, we've got two majors already. That's interesting. I'm grateful that today this reading is going so far. The cards are coming out smoothly. I mean, the previous video I did, it was just an absolute nightmare. I had to make 3 attempts to do the North Node in Aries. 3 attempts it took me to do it, and I didn't even think the third one would work. I was going to give up on the third one, but it came through in the end. But this one's coming through pretty smoothly. So finally, we're going to look at any guidance or advice to help us through. And we have the Knight of Cups. That's interesting. That is very interesting, because the nine of Cups and Knight of Cups, it's the things that you dream about, your dreams, isn't it? Not your sleep dreams, your dreams as in aspirations, wishes, things that your heart desires. And then with the Hierophant and Hermit, they can both be, it's a kind of learning in a way, isn't it? Both in their own way. The Hermit is individual, like solitary learning, and then the Hierophant is institution. It's what you are taught. So this is very interesting. Let's get a Heal Yourself reading card to sort of represent what the Chiron retrograde energy is going to be about, or just the main theme. And this is a collective reading. I mean, it may not resonate with everybody, but it's for the collective, so not sign specific. So let's see what comes up for the Chiron retrograde as a main theme or focus. Oh, shall I take them? We've got 3. I might as well take them. I think I feel pretty confident in the cards today compared to the nightmare yesterday. We've got temptation. Let's move these down a little bit. So temptation, and we have sadness. And we have pride. That is a really interesting combination of cards. I'm going to move them actually because I don't like the way they are on the camera. I've got a little bit less space today with my setup. I've done it quite tight today and that has not helped, but hopefully you can see everything. And hopefully the cards don't set on fire because they're so close to my candle. Let's move it a little bit. There we go. I've said before, I like to have a candle because I just feel like it helps. I don't know, it helps me focus and it just makes me feel really relaxed while I'm doing the readings. And then I have my crystals as well. So let's get a Whispers of Love card now to look at the Venus side of the retrograde and see what comes up with Venus. So for Venus retrograde with the Whispers of Love deck, that came out strangely. We have Treasure Your Loved Ones, which I'll put there. And we have New Love. And with that New Love card, yes, I haven't clarified anything yet or gone into it deeply. I mean, it can be new love as in a person, but it can also be new love for something, like a dream, as I said with the Nine of Cups and Knight of Cups, a dream. Treasure your loved ones. Yes, it could be to do with family, friends, etc. But it can also be treasuring the things that you love as well, your dreams, your wishes, your hopes. Let me just look at the numbers on here. No, there's no 23s. It wouldn't have surprised me if a 23 came up somewhere, but nothing for now. So let's look more deeply into the tarot cards. So let's look at that Nine of Cups. So that was the main theme. Okay, I'm going to get straight into clarifying because I've already said what about dreams and wishes and hopes, but let's see what else it gives us in terms of the retrogrades. I keep the words getting to where you want to go keep on coming into my mind when I'm looking at that Nine of Cups. We have Temperance as a clarifier, the Nine of Wands, and I'll get one more. Okay, oh, it's gone on the floor. Oh, we've got 3 more, just to make it complicated. We have 8 of Cups. Let's just get the one that's dropped. 4 of Cups. And 10 of Swords. And I'm hearing the words lost hope. This 4 of Cups for me is very much connecting to the sadness card. This one here. It's really connecting to the sadness card for me. I'm just thinking what things are about, so just bear with me. Let's have a look at all the clarifiers together. So that one was there. I mean, Temperance itself can be to do with healing, can't it? You might be healing from lost dreams. This 9 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups and 10 of Swords all together. I mean, in this 9 of Wands, 9 of Wands can be about resilience. This guy here, I'll just have a look at it closely myself. It looks like he's either waiting for something to grow, or he's feeling like, why isn't it happening quickly enough? Or there's definitely a sense of waiting there. But then with the 8 of Cups, you've got someone who's walked away to find the ninth cup. So again, that lost hope, sense of lost hope. Like maybe there was a dream that you had. You might have waited for the dream to come to fruition, but maybe you lost hope and you gave up and walked away. And then 4 of Cups can be a card of missed opportunity, can't it? You may have had to give up on a dream, possibly. You've got the 10 of Swords there. That's endings, but it's a painful ending, but then it leads to a new beginning. So it wouldn't surprise me if you had to give up on a dream and you're sort of healing from that, and maybe it's a case of having to create a new dream or have a new dream. I mean, if there was a dream that you did have and you had to give up, pride could come into that. Maybe pride was something where you had too much pride to stay or to stick with it, because you just felt like it's not worth it, it's dragging you down maybe. Let's have a look at the Hierophant. So that was the main theme, and I'm thinking, as I say, possibly a lost dream or maybe lost opportunity, but I'm thinking more lost dream or lost hope. Let's look at that Hierophant card. So the Hierophant is your energy coming into this. That came out really fast, but right, Ace of Wands. That's like a spark of can be a spark of inspiration or passion. Anything else? The High Priestess, which is kind of like the opposite of the Hierophant. Okay, something's starting to click here. Let me just get one more clarifier for that Hierophant thing. 2 of Pentacles. Let's see. I would say here there is something where the High Priestess for me is intuition. In this particular reading, it's about intuition, maybe following your intuition. And the Ace of Wands, as I said, is that spark of inspiration. Let me get one more clarifier for that. And then we have the 6 of Cups, which is the past. There's something here about doing things differently from the way you've done them in the past. The Hierophant can be tradition, it can be institutions, can be learning. With the Hierophant, often it's that when it comes up, it can be that you need to step outside of tradition. But with this, I almost feel like, because your energy is coming up, I mean, it could be that you need to step outside of tradition, but it could also be that maybe you need to do something in a more traditional way. Either way, it feels like there's something where you need to do it differently than you've done it before. That's the feeling that I'm getting. And that's where that Two of Pentacles comes in. You've got the spark of inspiration, you've got your intuition telling you something, but then it's looking at how it was done before and how to do it differently now. And that could be absolutely anything. It could be something relating to your spiritual path, because these are a lot of spiritual. I mean, the Hierophant, Ace of Wands, High Priestess together, they're quite spiritual. It could be your beliefs even. It could be how your career path. It could be how you are in relationships, friendships. But there's a sense of needing to do something differently from how it's been done before, whether that's to now be more traditional about it or less traditional about it. Let's look at the Hermit. And I may check in on this energy again, because this is only meant to be like a little mini read into the energies. And the retrograde hasn't started yet, as I'm recording this. It's just the beginning, so we're not fully in it yet. So it might be worth going back and doing a check-in. But let's clarify that Hermit. So the Hermit is any challenges. So let's see what comes up for that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense what I was thinking. But let's see. Oops, nearly flew away then. 7 of Cups. Oh, and the Hermit again. Let's just get one more clarifier for that, because that Hermit has come out twice, and that's thrown me now from what I was originally thinking. One more clarifier for the Hermit. We have the 5 of Swords. Yeah. So what I'm getting with this, so the Hermit, this is the challenge. The Hermit is a solitary character who's on his own path, follows his own journey, learns whatever he learns from his like inner truth, inner guidance. Sorry, I can see that's gone blurry. Then you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is generosity, it's balance, it's sharing, it can be charity, it can be give and take. You've got the 7 of Cups, so it can be contemplating what your dreams are, looking at different perspectives. You got the Hermit again, and you've got the 5 of Swords. And this, it feels a little bit similar to another reading I did, and I can't remember which one it was about. It could have been the most recent one with the node in Aries, about who to trust, because I feel like this 5 of Swords, that's worrying about who to trust. So you've got the Hermit. So you could potentially be trying to do things on your own, whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever your dream is or your path is, you're trying to do a lot of things on your own. Whereas ideally you may probably need help to do it, which is where that 6 of Pentacles comes in. But with that 5 of Swords, it may be a situation where you just feel like you can't trust anyone, you've been let down a lot in the past. So you're kind of debating if you can continue doing things on your own, or if you are going to have to kind of open up and let someone else help you. I mean, as I say, we had the cards here that suggested lost hope or lost dreams. And you've got treasure your loved ones as well. So it's I guess that for me would be contemplating who you can actually trust, who are your treasured loved ones, who are the people that treasure you. And then we've got the Pride card here. Pride can come into things where, I mean, if you don't trust people and you've been let down in the past, then there would probably be an issue of pride there. where you are too, what's the song is coming into mind? Is it Too Proud to Beg? Is it TLC? Too Proud to Beg. Although that's a completely different meaning, but just the words, too proud to beg. And it doesn't mean literally begging, but just asking for help. Could be an issue here. Let's look at that Knight of Cups and see if we can bring it together. That's the guidance. It's not clear cut. I'm not reading this in a very clear cut way. I'll be honest, it does feel quite disjointed. Everything feels disjointed. It doesn't connect together. And I guess if there is an issue for you where you are struggling to connect with people because you feel like you don't trust anyone, then yeah, that does kind of make sense. Like there's a bit of detachment, a sense of detachment. Let's clarify the Knight of Cups anyway. So I said that's the guidance, and that's potentially to do with your dreams and your hopes. We have the Page of Cups. This is a tiny bit similar to the reading I did yesterday with that Page of Cups coming out and that child energy of like childhood dreams and how expressing yourself, how children express. And yeah, we've got the Ace of Swords there. Children expressing themselves, and in the other reading it was that feeling that as a child maybe you couldn't express yourself or weren't allowed to, you didn't feel safe to. We've got the Ten of Cups there. Okay, let's get one more clarifier. We've got the Five of Cups and we have got Judgment. It's definitely an opportunity here with the retrogrades to reassess how you've done things before and how you can do things now to avoid disappointment. With that Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, I would say that is about how you express, it could be yourself, but your dreams, how you express your dreams or your desire for your dreams, or what makes you happy, how you communicate to others what makes you happy or what you need to do to make yourself happy, and how to get there, probably to get their help with it as well, if there's anyone else involved. I mean, Ten of Cups is definitely not a solitary card. There's just a sense of where you've been involved with other people in the past in whatever capacity that is, whether it's friendship, work, relationships, family, that there's just some kind of disappointment that needs to be overcome. This Temptation card that we've got here, let me just have a read of that just to check what the meaning is. It says, life is full of temptations, and right now you are being asked to choose the higher path. Your need to prove that you are worthy and important is clouding your true purpose and tempting you to make wrong decisions. Become aware of what is happening in your life right now. Are you feeling bored in a relationship and looking for something outside of your partnership instead of being honest and working on the challenges you are experiencing or moving on? Is there a work opportunity that is tempting you to act without integrity in order to get ahead? Are you using money as an excuse not to follow your heart? This card asks you to focus on the bigger picture. Be honest with yourself and take the higher path. Another opportunity that is much grander than what you have imagined is on its way. Just be open to it and allow it into your life. Okay. There is something here that with that Hierophant, there's a bit of a connection there with this Temptation card. For me, I'd say the temptation is to stick to doing things the way you've always done them, but that way that you've probably always done them is not the most beneficial way for you. like the greatest opportunities and the greatest victory would come from doing things differently from how you've done them before. And it also connects to this new love card where it says embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. And that spiritual growth is standing out again. Doing things differently will be a way to embrace spiritual growth and take the higher, was it the higher path? I think it was. It's not clear cut, I'm telling you, seriously, it's not clear cut. Let's get a goddesses, gods and guardians card as another card of advice for this. It'd be interesting if anyone wants to share a comment or any feedback on how this, if this resonates. Because as I said, it just feels very, very disjointed. Okay, another card of advice from the Goddesses, Gods and Guardians Oracle. Okay, we have there is always enough. Let's get another one. Sacred medicine, that can be healing, and eternal love, Aphrodite. And I think Aphrodite has, that's kind of a Venus-y kind of energy, isn't it? Let's have a look in the book. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will look and see if there are any key points. So let's have a look at that first one. There is always enough. It says, have respect and gratitude for natural resources. Work on your relationship with money. I mean, where are the pentacles here? We've got the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Without taking the whole everything apart, those are the main two that stand out. Let's see what else. There's something here that says investigate your beliefs about money. Maybe there's something here about money that you need to look at, possibly, that's standing out to me. There's an invocation here that says, I'm thankful for all I have. Prosperity is a state of mind. And there is mention of a fear of scarcity. I mean, there's nothing specific here coming up about where you may have been ripped off by anyone before. That is a possibility, but that's not really coming up. I mean, another thing that's coming up where it says there is always enough for me when this card first came out is there is always enough support from others or from the universe if you want it, if you ask for it. But maybe there's pride here, and whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whatever dreams you have, you just feel like it's not worth even asking for help anymore. And maybe that's something that you need to do differently and get out of the, maybe coming out of the solitary energy and being open again. Let's look at, see if I can pronounce this now, Asclepios. If anyone knows how to pronounce that, let me know. I have had this card a couple of times when I've done private readings, but I've never really paid attention on how to pronounce the name. But it says sacred medicine. Yeah, I'm going to be practicing how to pronounce that after this reading now, or look it up to see the correct pronunciation. Oh, it says it in the book, actually. It says Asclepios. Asclepios. Okay, that's better. It says support for your health is coming. Be a medical innovator. See that word support again. Let's see if there are any key points in here. Okay, I'm not reading the whole thing, but I can already see the words anxiety, depression, and frustration. And you did get a bunch of cards here. You've got sadness here. And then, as I said, with that Four of Cups, I felt that was connected to sadness, and Ten of Swords as well. Eight of Cups. I mean, you could be experiencing anxiety or depression, specifically related to how you've dealt with people, or how people have dealt with you, or because of lost dreams and lost hope. And that may be what needs to be different. Maybe treasuring your loved ones is treasuring the people that support you through periods of depression or anxiety. And I myself have experienced both of those things on and off. And pride is a major issue. Well, for me, it's been a major issue where I felt like I've really had to keep it to myself, how I felt, and in jobs as well, where you just I've been extremely stressed, and I thought, no, I can't tell anyone. I just have to pretend I'm fine and just get on with it. And then I literally became physically ill because I was so stressed, and I wanted to kind of keep it to myself, or even if I told anyone, I kind of downplayed it. And I became physically ill to the point where I kept on going to the doctor for appointments, thinking that I had an illness like an autoimmune disease or something. And eventually one of the doctors asked me what was going on at work and in my life. And then as soon as I explained that, they clocked on and said, it's stress, it's anxiety, it's depression. And that was quite, I mean, yes, I knew I was stressed, but I didn't think that was the cause of physical illness, because I was off work because I was physically ill. And it continued for a very long time, to the point where I had to leave the job because I'd be off sick, and then every single time I went back to work, I became physically ill again. So my body just did not like that situation at all. My body was like, hell no, we're not doing this. You can go in if you want to, you can try, but I'm not letting you do it. So yeah. Right, so sacred medicine. See if there are any other. Oh wow! What I was just talking about. It says here, illness is sometimes a sign of a life that needs rerouting. Be honest with yourself about what you'd like to change. That's exactly what happened to me. I was so ill in that job. It wasn't necessarily the job itself. Yes, the job did contribute, but it was a reroute for me. It was saying, no, this is not the life you're supposed to be leading. It says, I take responsibility, the invocation, I take responsibility for my health. I heal my mind, spirit, and body. So that could be something that you need to do different, possibly, that you may be in a work situation, or it could be a relationship where it's making you ill, and you literally just need to to accept your dreams, or allow yourself to have dreams, instead of thinking, oh well, I've just got to stick at whatever I'm doing at the minute, because we've all got to survive, haven't we? We all need to make money, we all need to pay bills, etc. And yes, you got to be practical, but at the same time, if you hate it so much, or it disturbs your spirit so much that you get ill, or you get depressed or anxious, then something has to change, something's got to give, otherwise your body will give. It will give in, trust me. Let's look at Aphrodite, eternal love. It says, romance is flowing, celebrate your beauty. And I did mention before, Venus is associated with pleasure and beauty. I'm getting a hint of self-care with the Aphrodite card, because it will obviously self-care, not just your health. Yes, of course, your health, but just doing things that make you feel good. I'm very much into skincare. So when I'm doing things like skincare, it makes me feel better about myself, not for the purpose of showing off, but I just like doing it, and it makes me feel relaxed and takes my mind off anything that's stressing me. And it might be something different for you. Let's see what else it says. It mentions opening your heart, and we had that new love card here, didn't we? A new relationship is trustworthy, so open your heart. That, as I said, that may be something you need to do differently where you have relationships with people. Amplify the romance in your life with simple gestures like buying flowers for yourself or a surprise for your loved one. Book a pampering treatment to reflect your inner beauty and self-worth. And that's really important, self-worth. And I think, well, with Chiron as the wounded healer, any kind of healing has to improve your self-worth, doesn't it? And with Venus, the Venus retrograde being in Leo, as I said before, it's kind of spotlight energy. So once you build up your self-worth, you will be more willing to put yourself in the spotlight. It says, I cherish myself and create beautiful relationships. So I'm going to leave it there. As I say, I know that was a very disjointed reading. It felt disjointed and weird for me doing it. So I wouldn't be surprised if you felt that way watching it. Feel free to leave any feedback, share your story if it resonates. And I'll leave it there for now. So take care.